Fairview's coffee has mysteriously gone missing. Mayhem ensues when strange, coffee-craving zombies plague the city. Detective Mickey Potatoes, an overworked public servant, uncovers why ordinary citizens are losing their minds and how to stop the coffee apocalypse. But it involves the mafia. And when you're dealing with mafia crime families, nothing is ever easy. The mafia controls everything in the city, including the police, including him. If he breaks the mafia, they will break him. So, the city is without coffee. The city is burning before his very eyes, but he's powerless. Detective Potatoes has the power to stop the coffee apocalypse, but if he does, he could lose everything.
I like these calm little moments before the storm.
Money comes big, yeah. It's not small, no.
Kiss my entire.
Oh, my darling, not 3 times on the ceiling if you want me.
Your coffee, sir.
Thanks, beautiful.
You're welcome.
This is a man's world.
So just sit right down, relax, open your ears real wide and say, give it to me straight, doctor, I can take it.
Get the chocks out from under the wheels. Flaps up. No offense, Margaret. Contact. We're off. Rum.
Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
Oh, what heights will hit? On with the show, this is it.
The doctor is in, baby. Ha ha. All right, good to see everybody. Welcome. Got a special free refill for you today. But I'm not going to do this alone. I can't come out here without memes, without great moments, and just barehanded wrestle this thing to the ground. I need some backup.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Shumway, nice to meet you. Interested in a new Buick?
Nonsense. I've not yet begun to defile myself.
I'll make you famous.
I'll make you famous.
Good morning, Tanner.
Morning. How are you, brother?
I'm good, man. Good to see you.
Oh, it's good to be back.
How are you feeling?
Better.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So, got an unusual show this week, Tanner.
Oh, do we?
We do.
Hi, Britt.
Oh, let's see. Oh, my goodness. We got folks popping in from Australia. We've got MANTICORE popping in. Hello, Manny. Brittany is here.
Yeah.
Hello, Brittany. Brittany, who had to learn the hard way that the 80s actually dominate the Devil's Air. is new here. I'm a meme lord. I have over 150 memes myself in Google Drive. More in the making. Well, all right.
Night.
And good afternoon to you, wherever you may be, meme lord. And then our friend Carrie. Doc, why is it stream?
Carrie, nice to see you.
I don't know why it would not be. It appears to be.
Interesting.
Carrie's got to come in causing trouble. Always got to cause trouble. You are absolutely wrong, Brittany. So sit there in your wrongness and be wrong.
Shadowhawk, how are you?
You're in the Netherlands. Always good to have our Netherlands contingent tuned in. And of course, it is the legend himself, Shadowhawk. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Stephen B from Boldcat Studios is here with us. Hey, Stephen B, good to see you.
Stephen B, how are you, brother?
1 p.m., you and me, we're meeting, right? I'm going to try to remember through the day because my brain is old and it doesn't work that well. It's never the same without Taylor.
Oh, thank you, Carrie.
I do the best I can with what I got, boys and girls, but what I got ain't a lot. Chat is popping. Hold on a second here. Bone, hey Bone, what's going on? Good to see you. All right. I think we're caught up in saying hi to everybody. More will pop in as we move along. Oh.
I know, they just keep popping in.
Good morning, Charles. Good to see you, my friend. I hear a big noise voice when that person speaks, the one with the hat and the beard. Well, thank you. I have to use my broadcasting voice because my equipment is shit. So we've had many a guest on the show, Tanner. Many.
Yes.
Would you say many, Tanner?
I would say many. I'd say a plethora.
We've had quite a few folks on the show, but I've never had anyone quite like my guest today. My guest today is a guitarist, a musician, vocalist, composer. He is the current tag team champion in WrestleMerica. He is an artist, and now he's a writer. He stealth launched a book, and what else can we say except that it's a
It doesn't get any more exclusive than that.
What an intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, my son, Christian Blalock. Welcome, Christian.
Hey, thank y'all for having me.
Oh, it's good to have you here.
Glad to have you, brother. You got your brother, son, whatever. Slap into a Slim Jim.
It's that wrestling talk coming out of you. Everybody's brother.
brother. So, Christian, you up and did a book, and right before the show, we're talking backstage, everybody, and I said, why didn't I know you were doing this? And tell people what you said about why you didn't announce you were doing it.
Well, I learned a valuable lesson from my soon-to-be bride is if you don't tell anybody what you're doing, they don't have to know that you quit. So I don't announce anything beforehand that I'm doing anymore. I just wait till I'm done with it and then tell everybody. That way if I bail, get cold feet, get busy, whatever it is, no one has to know, and I don't look like a quitter. So
Carrie says you got to lean in closer to the camera so she can see you better.
My desk is so long, I don't know if I can get any closer. Let me see.
And Tacey says, hello, Christian. So proud for you. Hi,
Tacey.
Watching, honey. Oh, wow. So, yeah. Get the guns on camera, son. Get the guns.
Not guns anymore.
So, Devil's Air says, that might not work out so good in bed. I don't want to have that conversation with my son.
Oh, boy. Things just went south real quickly.
Yeah, trust it to the Netherlands to throw us sideways into the ditch. Christian, tell people about the name of the book is Christmas Ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
The link is pinned at the top of the chat. It's over on Amazon. It's only like $3 for a digital download. Tell people about the book and what inspired you to do it.
Well, what really started was last Christmas. I really love like Frank Sinatra and old, big band Christmas music. And I wanted to do like a 5-song EP of Christmas tunes in that old style, but I wanted it to be like a story, like a concept kind of thing. But I am not talented or gifted enough to put all those parts together on my own to make that kind of thing. And I just didn't know how to write it in a way that was fitting for me. I'm a dumb rock and roll guy. It's really easy to play power chords and write pop lyrics. That's not hard to do. Doing that kind of thing is difficult, but I had an idea for a story and I didn't want to just get rid of the story. So I decided to write it in a way that was basically like a poem. And then as I started writing it, I was like, it was very easy for me to visualize what I was saying. And I thought, well, that would be a good book. And I told my fiance and my cousins about it, or my cousin about it. And they thought it was a fantastic idea and just something else for me to do too. I mean, admittedly, it's not that deep. It was more so like, I'd like to try that. So, but anyways, yeah, that was where it started. And the story is, about I kind of based it on it's a sweet story. It's about as you would know, Dad, my grandmother, who I was really close with growing up, we called her Dotto because we just didn't know how to say grandma. I don't know if that was because I don't know where that came from, but we all called her Dotto. And I had this idea about, if I could go back in time right now and warn a younger version of myself about how that would play out, how it would kind of blindside everybody, the bad news, and, how would that work out? And, you have to read the story to see how it ends. But anyways, that's what the concept is. The concept is on a Christmas Eve, a man makes a wish to go back in time to warn his younger self about all the stuff that's going to happen. And you have to read it from there.
Right. And the current you goes back to visit the younger you, but the younger you has a thing or two to say as well.
Hey, that's very right.
Okay. All right.
He doesn't realize just how much he says.
Right. Now, Devil's Air says, will there be a physical copy? We were just talking about that backstage. We're going to, I think, Christian, that you're going to do this run with the Amazon as is, and then we'll look at doing an illustrated I'll draw and we'll crowdfund it.
Right.
Probably. So those of you that are big crowdfunder backers, Shadowhawk, I know you're listening.
Right.
Get some Doc art and some Christian Blalock writing.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, it'll likely, since we're so close to Christmas now, it'll be a next year kind of thing, but that would be ideal.
Yeah, don't nothing happen fast in producing these books, y'all.
No, and really that was the intention.
No.
Book, but I'm not talented enough to illustrate it like that. I don't know how to do that. And I can paint by numbers. I can copy something, but if you make me come up with something, it's not going to be worth anything.
Now that's not to say he couldn't, because he can do anything he puts his mind to, obviously. Oh, well, Shadowhawk, Snooky's mom is Tacy. Tacy says, hi, Shadowhawk. Now, she knows your name, Shadowhawk, because I've talked about what a great friend you are and what a great backer you are. And so I'm glad you're here. MANTICORE says he's all about some introspective journeys and hair flips. Gotcha, MANTICORE. So yeah, we'll maybe next year there'll be a fully illustrated version. Maybe a stretch goal would be a couple extra verses written, maybe. Who knows? So, Christian, there's not a chance in the world that my chat or I are going to let you get out of here without talking about all the other crazy stuff you do. So, in the chat, there's a link to Christian's music channel. Christian, do you have anything to do with music?
Yes, I do, in a very small way, not nearly as much as I would like, but yes, I
He
play.
says with all the recording equipment behind him.
Well, I don't have much to do with it in a very successful way. How about that? But success for me was plenty. I play. I've been playing guitar for it's 2023, so it's officially 20 years that I've been playing guitar. And I started. Actually, my dad got me started on it. He knew how to play a couple things, and that was enough to give me the bug. I was obsessed with guitar and music before that, and much to my dad's dismay, prior to that, I was very into country music. I still do. I still do love country music, like older country music too. I love it to death. And so, but that's
I,
not
on
what,
the other hand, would rather have my balls pounded flat with a wooden mallet than listen to country.
That's not what got me into wanting to be a guitar player, though. It was the Randy Rhodeses of the world, like the Crazy Train and all the riffs that like these really elite guitar players pick on, like Smoke on the Water and Iron Man and all that stuff. Those are the things that I still love. Like those are the ones that get people hooked, and I'm still gonna play. I still play that to this day. But then I got older and I got into a couple of bands when I was a teenager and I released my first professional record back in 2011 with a band called Remnant. It was called Something Real. And then from there we played several shows with that band. And then I didn't stop playing guitar, but I kind of stopped pursuing music, just not for any bad reasons or anything, just because whatever, life happens. And then
that one thing at a time mentality.
Yeah. And then I moved into this house and I had this extra room and got a Mac and I started building a studio and I had all this equipment. So I thought it was time to put out my own music for a change. So I did. Last year I released my first EP with me singing. I did all the music on the record. Every ounce of it was me. And then I did that was the first lead vocal thing that I'd ever done. And it's called Forgotten Shores and it's still available on iTunes and Amazon, everywhere you can get music, it's available.
Spotify.
Yeah, it's on Spotify as well.
Christian, can you share that link in the chat to your Spotify or your Amazon?
Yes, I can. Let me see.
All right, do that. And but wait, there's more. He's also done. Christian has done anything he's wanted to do. All right, in the same sense that. We have a mutual friend. He's younger than I am and older than Christian is. Our friend Buford Taylor Ogletree. He's the upright bassist for Hot Rod Walt and the Psycho Devills. He's been on the show. So collectively, we call it our artistic ADD. You fixate on something, you do it, and then you move on to the next thing. Hey, Faz, what's going on? Good to see you. No, I don't think he's going to play anything. So in my case, it's been music. I played, I wrote, was in bands and fine art, doing the landscape painting. I did. Shut up, Brittany. I did comic books back in the 90s for some kind of sketchy small press people. And then when the world ended, I came back to it.
Hey, did I tell you real quick? Let me interrupt you real quick. Did I tell you that I found one of your comics up at a store called Media Mania in Stockbridge?
It wouldn't surprise me that they didn't sell, so they got to be somewhere.
No, there was your Alpha Strike comic was up there.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, I found it. I
didn't even know you did that one. You're always talking about Assassinette.
I talk about Assassinette because that was the first one I did that got published, and because that dude ripped me off, I didn't get. He never paid me for the last issue, and he kept my pages. So I've called him out on it a couple times. We'll see what's up. Hey, Billy Power Max. Billy is also a local Georgia boy. What's up, Billy?
What's up, Billy?
Good to see you. Welcome. But yeah, I did the comic books. I did the fine art painting, and then you know, his mama squirts out a son that comes out and does the same thing. It's just whatever he wants to do, he's going to do. So one of the other things is Wrestle America Tag Team Champion, professional wrestler. I was going to chop up some footage, Christian, and play clips of you doing all this crazy shit.
Right.
Oh, damn, you should have.
It just ran out of time, Tanner. I'm sorry. So I've been to the 3 or 4 of his shows, and when they came, what do they call the good guys?
Baby faces.
Yeah, he was the baby face. What are you even talking about, Pops? I'm not ignoring you. He came out as a baby face, and I'm cheering, yay, that's my boy, and everything. And then he turned into a heel, which is the bad guys. And my son's like, you have to boo me. I'm like, I can't do that. I can't boo my kid. But then he started doing the crazy stuff, coming off the 12-foot ladders to the concrete floor. And I'm like, I can't watch this. I cannot watch it.
Yeah, I can't watch it either.
I've always wanted to ask though, son. I don't know if you inherited this. If I fall, I have time to recite all of Julius Caesar by Shakespeare before I hit the ground. Mm-hmm. It takes forever.
That's like on an accidental fall, maybe. On the ones that I have planned to do, all I have time to think about is falling. So
okay. I was going to ask you, did you have time to rethink your life decisions on the way down?
No, when you're a wrestler, you do that right before you walk out there to have your match, and then when you're out there, you just do it. It's a little bit different because you're planning for potential catastrophe anyway, prior to even going out there, and then when you go out there, you're fine with whatever happens. You know, it's
yeah. So a couple of years ago, it's been almost 2 years now. Christian took a fall down his front stairs, which the front door of his house is a second floor entry. There's hills in Georgia, y'all, if you didn't know. And all right, Pops, that's it. Your band. Somebody block Pops. Then he fell and he had some head trauma, some brain injury, and couldn't even play guitar for a minute there.
Mm-hmm.
The hand wasn't working, but the doctors were confident he would recover. Blah 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 blah. But I know what a nightmare that was for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But when they got in there, they said, "Hey, it looks like there's some previous damage here."
Yep.
And I'm like, "Gee, I wonder how that happened."
Yeah, they didn't take the news that I was a professional wrestler, in my professional loosely. I get paid for it, but not much. And they were not very thrilled about it. But you know, one doctor though, when I went back and told him what we did, and he kind of understood. The problem with doctors in pro wrestling is they don't understand what it is, and they don't understand that it's, you know, it's basically it's the Avengers in front of a live crowd. You know what I mean? It's, you know, we're not for all. I don't mean to spoil it for anybody, but we're not actually trying to hurt anyone. You know what I mean?
Right.
It is what it is. And so when I told him I'm in control of what happens, you know, I can take care of this situation. He was like, well, you know, I would be cautious, but it'd be fine for you to go do. So damn it. Well, it took me a while. I didn't go, you know, we didn't have our first match back after that until I want to say it was October of last year was my first match back. And I came back and I was really out of shape. It was bad. And it was really chunky and out of breath, and it just wasn't good. And I did several shows like that. And then earlier this year, I worked really hard on getting into shape and losing a bunch of weight. I lost like 35 pounds in 4 months trying to get back. Yeah. And I took those on for him. That's what I do. My uncle had gotten sick, and so then my cousin Byron and his sister Rebecca, they lost their dad a couple months after that. But it was like him getting sick, and then there was other stuff that was going on that it just made me take stock in my health. So I lost a bunch of weight, and then after that, I went back to wrestling, and I felt fantastic. Like I felt like I was in probably the best shape of my life, and am probably am now too. So yeah, it's a lot more fun. I feel a lot safer now too, because when you're not out of breath, you can be a lot safer out there in the ring.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. Landing on your head's no fun though.
No, it's ungood. So the book is over on Amazon.com. Christmas Ghosts, $3.99 for the digital download. Get over there. Let's show my son some love. Get some backers on this book.
Heck yeah.
With the understanding that we're just going to call it a sneak peek of things to come.
Right.
So we're gonna have a physical book to market perhaps next year for Christmas. Really, because we're all blonde. I used to be blonde before this happened.
My wife and kids are all blonde. You know?
So it's hold on a second. I'm trying to catch up with something here.
But my wife has like some Scandinavian, Norwegian. No.
Your wife's blonde, yeah.
Yeah.
She
did we did 23andMe, so it was kind of funny. Like mine came
did
back,
you really?
Yeah. So like, you know, just I knew my last name and everything, but you know, you never know where you're gonna go genetically, but it came back, it was Irish. You know, so I was like, yeah, right on. You know?
That's funny.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about doing. Christian's already got it written, and I'll do basically the way it works is, I mean, he's hearing this the first time. Those of you that have never made a book, we'll let you in on it. I'll do rough sketches and say, you know, here's what I see. He'll give me feedback. We'll finalize, and then I'll illustrate. And who knows? We might even get old Carol to color them.
Heck yeah.
Where is Carol? Oh, MANTICORE, you evil Australian.
Yeah, he did. He had the business in the front and the party in the back. That's what he had.
He likes to say that, but there's absolutely no truth to it whatsoever.
If I posted the evidence, would you believe me?
I didn't mull it, but what I did do was, you know, when you're growing your hair out, you get to the little Dutch boy ugly stage.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand that, so I got a perm and curled it. But then I couldn't stand having that big poodle, so I would slicker the sides down with enough mousse to stop a train. And he says, "Oh, look, you had a mullet." No, I didn't have a mullet.
Hey, man, the mullet is a popular thing even now, so I don't know what the problem is.
I'm never letting Carol out of the basement, Carrie. It's not going to happen. So, yeah, that's not going to, just sorry. Oh, my God. Pop's never going to do the 23andMe, find out I'm dating my cousin or something.
Oh, boy.
I'm not giving anybody my DNA because the next thing I know, I'm going to get framed for being the second gunman on the grassy knoll. I don't need that in my life. It's not going to happen.
I figured the government already had my DNA as many times that I've been poked and prodded. And
it's true. When I served, they weren't collecting it, but you know.
Oh, rub it in. Okay.
You're running out of space for your collection, Doubles there. Is that what you're saying? Where is Q, by the way?
Yeah,
it's not a show
Q?
Until Q comes out. I don't know. You're in the Netherlands over there. Go wake him up. Uh-oh. Your dad got around, just saying. I have at least 5 sisters I've never met and 4 I have. Okay, well, you know, things happen.
Yeah, I found out I had 3 brothers and a sister when I was 30-ish.
Man.
Yeah, life will...
life finds a way.
Well, it finds a way, all right.
So, Christian, how was the we can't call it a campaign because it's not a campaign, but those are the terms we normally use.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what city he's in, Doubles there. I was just playing around with him. I recognize it's a whole country. It's like the size of one of our counties, but you know. Hope you had a blessed Veterans Day. Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate it, Carrie. Yeah, we had some tragedy hit, and you know, I had to deal with that, and so, you know, that is what it is.
Yeah,
but thank you, I appreciate that.
It happens. Unfortunately, we the people you serve with, for those that have never served, you might not be able to grab it, but they're actually closer than brothers to you. And even the ones that you weren't close with, losing one takes a little piece out of us as well. So it's always kind of hard, but life goes on. We do what we do. So Christian, we're going to call this a kind of a prequel to the physical book launch next year. How's it doing?
Way better than I expected. I did. So I'm ignorant. And when I went to publish it, I did it through Amazon, and I did a pre-order setup, and the pre-orders did really well. And then yesterday it went live. The worst part about it is they have like an internal editor that they use just, to go behind you or whatever. And when I viewed the manuscript right before it went live, I noticed two things that needed to be corrected quickly. And the book went live at midnight, and I couldn't edit it until it went live because it was locked for publishing. So I woke up, I set an alarm, woke up at midnight, and I corrected it real quick, pushed it out. So anybody who pre-ordered it, I had to send them a notification, saying without saying, "Hey, I screwed up here," or download this one real quick. And but it was all good. They fixed it. They didn't have to pay extra for it or anything. It was just
that's awesome.
It was like a download that fixed it. But anyways, but then the day of, it did really well. I work for a really good company too, and it's a lot of people there. And our social media person helped kind of spread the word about it as well. She didn't have to do that. It has nothing to do with work, and she just did that to be nice. And so it did well. It's done a lot better than I expected it to.
Nice.
MANTICORE, thank you for being here, buddy. Always great to have you.
Yeah, great seeing you, brother.
Yeah, hit me up sometime. We got to catch up. I hadn't talked to you in a while. He's over on the other side of the planet. It's way past his bedtime.
Good to meet you too, brother.
All right. And so, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. The way that's going to work is I'm not overcommitting because we've got a year, and it's not a long story, so there won't be that many illustrations to do. But for those of you who don't know, A Damn Dirty Thing is in sign up for right now, because we're going to be going live here in the next few days.
Hey, Glenn, good to see you.
The legendary Glenn Fleming. Good to see you, my friend. Glenn Fleming, of course, great friend of the channel and creator of Hatch, the immortal Hatch. Let's see. There you go. The chat is coaching each other on how to find your book.
Oh, appreciate it.
That's awesome.
The chat does what the chat does, baby. Mm-hmm. There's no show without the chat. What the hell was I saying? Oh, Damn Dirty Thing. We're going to be going live here pretty soon. I'm waiting to hear from Anthony today, my publisher, Dark Gift Comics. The cover is built. And that
cover, oh my God.
Yeah,
it looks good. It looks really good.
I'm going to share it. Now, the goal here was to make a cover that looked like a 1940s movie poster, because that's the aesthetic of the book. So let's bring that up here, because it's a sorry dog that won't wag his own tail.
God, I love that cover.
Yeah, that looks good.
So there we go. Let me, I wanted to put the movie poster stuff at the bottom. So it's starring Jake Bishop and Portia Vance. This is a noir tale with a supernatural twist. The world they live in has the aesthetics of the 1940s, but they have all of our technology. They just call it different stuff. So, you'll pick up on that as you dive into the campaign. There is a 16-page floppy comic book, but there's also about 90 to 100-page book that's coming out with it.
That's awesome.
So there will be a book.
Be nice.
And there will be the comic book. You see the chat's going crazy again. Hold on. Being attacked by orange. Shadowhawk, stop it. Yep, you got to promote yourself. Now, what we'll do, Christian, I may do a sketch or two and I'll make you a short trailer and we'll put it in rotation here on the network so you can get some commercial time.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
It's detective. It's old noir detective. The night was hotter than hell. That kind of good stuff.
Hell yeah.
But that's going to be about as much as we're going to go into today, because he's got stuff to do with his lovely fiance, my future daughter-in-law. Give Tierra my love, Christian.
I will, absolutely.
And thanks for coming out. If I'll get the Tacey's copy of the book and read it. For some reason, my computer won't do it, boys and girls. So I'm going to read the whole thing today. I've read the excerpt from it. It's really good so far. Going to read it. I'll do some quick illustrations and build a trailer for you, and we'll get that in rotation. But I'm going to run it by you. Make sure you're cool with it first. I'll be looking for a PM from you later today, son.
Okay, sounds perfect. Thank you all so much for having me. And
Christian, absolute pleasure meeting you, brother.
Oh man, thank you so much, Mr. Tanner.
All right. Well, on that note, boys and girls, we're gonna make this a short, sweetie. I am so thankful to the chat for coming out, hanging out with us.
Heck yeah.
I got to play a couple of commercials here to pay the bills for some friends of ours. So hang out for that, and I may or may not announce something at the end of all this. So, Christian, if you can, hang out backstage.
Okay.
Look, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm tired of talking to you.
And don't think it hasn't been a little slice of heaven. because it hasn't.
Well, you know, I finally got the last word.
Good night, everybody! Quitting time! Quitting time!